Hello, everyone, and welcome to the International We Love You Foundation's Healthy Habits webinar on physical fitness. My name is Dwayne Ford, and I'll be your host for this evening. First, I'd like to begin by thanking all of our viewers for joining tonight's segment. If this is your first time joining one of our webinars, welcome. And don't forget to subscribe and to subscribe to all of our newsletters, our YouTube channel, and so that you don't miss any of our future activities. For our first-time viewers, thank you so much for joining, and I'd like to start by giving an introduction of the International We Love You Foundation. So the International We Love You Foundation was founded in 2001 in South Korea by the chairwoman, Jang Gil-ja, and since then has grown to operate in over 50 countries and carry out work in more than 60 countries throughout the entire world. Domestically, in the United States, the We Love You Foundation began carrying out works in the East Coast from 2012, became an official NGO in 2016, and began a formal association with the United Nations Department of Global Communications at the end of 2018. And since then, the We Love You Foundation has continued to grow in order to fulfill the UN SDGs, or the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, by carrying out various initiatives, including health, community well-being, environmental protection, emergency relief, and international aid. To learn more about our initiatives and our programs, please check after this webinar by going to WeLoveU, the letter U, USA.org. That's WeLoveU with the letter U, USA.org. So during our last webinar, we had some experts from Compel Fitness provide basic nutritional tips to help us improve our physical and our mental health. In case you missed it, the video is still available on our YouTube channel for you to check out, and is perfectly a complement for today's discussion. To continue our quest to improve our physical health, let's transition to today's topic. If you didn't already know, the month of May is actually the National Physical Fitness and Sports Month. So tonight, we would like to provide information for our viewers that are interested in adopting a healthy lifestyle through physical fitness. I'd like to welcome back our subject matter experts from Compel Fitness. Please join me in welcoming Lauren Fisher, NASM Certified Personal Trainer and Head Trainer of the Maryland South Market, Lauren Ash, NASM Certified Personal Trainer, the Virtual Head Trainer, and Alex Sablin, the Virtual Coach from Compel Fitness. Thank you all for joining, and we're so happy to have you. Now, thanks for joining us. Now, please tell the audience a little bit about yourselves and your organization.
So we're Compel Fitness. Like I said, we've been in existence since 2008. Over the last 14 years, we've helped over 100,000 clients hit their health and fitness goals. Our main purpose is to help empower people to fulfill their fullest potential, not only our clients, but also our staff. So that we can all bring the best versions of ourselves out into the world. We do that through incorporating, with our programs, we incorporate resistance training, cardio, mindset, and nutrition. That way we tackle all aspects of fitness to take the habits that you have right now, transition them into healthy and positive habits. We have 20 in-person locations. We just started our 21st, which is our virtual location, when the world went virtual. So we are now up to 21 locations through the Maryland, Pennsylvania, Richmond areas.
Laura, that's awesome. It's great to see such growth from the organization, and then your continuance and dedication to continue to provide personal training to people even during the COVID-19 pandemic. And then now that we've gone open, you continue to offer that service as well, which is great. So from our last webinar, we provided some basic nutrition tips and support for those that are beginning a new health conscious journey. And you discussed that nutrition and physical fitness, they go hand in hand. And can you elaborate a little bit more on the connection between nutrition and physical fitness, and also the best ways to build a good fitness foundation?
Absolutely. Nutrition and fitness go hand in hand because unfortunately you can't out-train a bad diet. So nutrition has to be on point and intact for you to hit your fitness goals, no matter how solid of a workout plan that you have. So then once you have that nutrition in check, once you're being mindful about being healthy, the first step would be to start with that you can do forever. So it doesn't have to be a drastic change. It doesn't have to be a 0 to 100 change. Start with something small that you can do forever. Maybe it's a 10-minute walk. Maybe it's cutting a soda out of your diet a day. Build upon that thing that you can do forever. When you feel like you're ready to add something else in, add something else in. So focus on getting that movement in first. And then we would come in, that's where Compel would come in with our resistance training is going to be the best way to help hit you to your goals, because it's going to speed up your metabolism and help you burn body fat while you're at rest. So once we get that movement down and we're building those healthy habits, then we can move on to like the perfect plan. But definitely building those healthy habits is going to be the most positive thing. And with that, you can start by tracking your steps. So you can start with 6,000 to 8,000 steps a day, depending on your current activity level. If you have a desk job and you're really sedentary, 8,000 steps might be a little bit too much for you. So that's where something like a fitness pal or Fitbit, why can't a Fitbit or like a step tracker on your phone would come into play. So if you're a little bit on the sedentary side, you would stick to that 6,000 mark. If you're a little bit more active, you can go up to that 8,000 to 10,000. The first step would be to get in those steps, and then from there you can use something like MyFitnessPal to help you keep on track with your nutrition. One thing I will say about MyFitnessPal though is it has a tendency to set you to 12,000 calories, so don't do that. I definitely recommend working with either a personal trainer or a nutritionist to help you find the right calories and macronutrients and all that for you. But that's a little bit farther down the road. Definitely focus on building those things that you can do forever. And when you feel like you're ready to add in that resistance training or track in through MyFitnessPal, then those tools are there for you to do that.
Thanks so much, Laura. I think that being unable to outwork a bad diet, those words cut like a knife, but really, really important and valuable. Taking something you can do forever, that seems, really manageable instead of doing some kind of, drastic change to the diet. But those seem really good, like really good and practical tips that we can put into practice to build a really solid foundation, especially getting active and taking those steps. Now, Alex, I wanted to ask, because I have a lot of friends that kind of fill up their weekly calendar with these activities of kind of like, they have leg days, they have back days, they have kind of core days. They look like they skip a couple of those, but they kind of have these like established days for specific body parts. What do you think about that kind of workout plan? Is that really effective, or do you have a different recommendation?
Well, I'm with Laura, where I find resistant band training essential and very, very good for the body in many ways. And I'll go into that just slightly deeper. But it's always, always, always good to switch up your routine. It's never good to stay in the same routine for too long. We got to keep the body confused, keep the muscles confused. And again, it depends on what your goal set is. Is it to, build more muscle or lose weight? Are you trying to get off a blood pressure medication? That all is what you definitely need to seek a coach for, because everybody's goal sets are different and it's going to make the structure of your workout different. But generally, you want to continue to always keep it switched up, keep your body confused. And the HIIT resistance band training, a couple reasons why that has been so popular and it's so good for you. And I've learned a little bit myself just recently on how powerful it really is. The first thing is it uses stabilizer muscles. So you can speed it up and you don't have to use a lot of weight. So you don't necessarily have to even have a gym membership. It's something you can do from your home, which a lot of people really like now. It helps create a lean, toned, lengthened muscle. If that's also something you're looking for, if you don't want to build a mass muscle, it helps with building a long, lean muscle, toned muscle. And it burns fat in a shorter period of time, which, that's always nice. Work harder or work smarter, not harder. It also, what's really interesting is it sparks cortisol in your brain. So when you go into a HIIT workout or resistance band training, you set your body into a fight or flight mode. And you want to try to get to that fight point, because when you go into fight mode and that cortisol is released, you're triggering that into the brain, and it's helping you burn into all the fats and all the carbs in your body. It's helping break them down because your body is in fight mode. The other thing is it speeds up the heart rate. So in a short time, it can help control your blood pressure. It can strengthen your heart, increase endurance. It's a mood booster, metabolism booster. and immune activators. So again, with the fight or flight response, when your body is put into fight, your immune system actually starts to activate. So your white blood cells start to go to work, and your red blood cells. So it's actually boosting your immune system too, which is also a great thing always. And even over time, it can help lower your blood sugar. Um, and of course, you're burning into that fat without cutting into your muscle. So all that hard earned muscle, you get to lean out I'll get rid of all the fat, but you don't cut into that muscle group, which is important. And after so much stress on the body, it's really important also to, again, what Laura said, is to feed the body with the nutrition, making sure we're getting enough protein. And again, that's based on, your daily life and how much movement you get, your hormone type, your lifestyle, your goal set, and what you're actually looking to, are you looking to get off of blood pressure medication? Are you looking to lose weight? Are you looking to gain muscle? And that's a coach is really going to help you find those specifics. And it's very necessary to sit down with somebody and talk about those specifics, because every single body is different. But yes, to really continue to look into that and find something more refined for your specific goal set, a coach can really help you with that. But getting into the HIIT workouts is very, very good for you in many ways, like I said.
Thank you so much, Alex. I really appreciate it. So I'll definitely go back to the leg day and the back day guys and talk to them about. I think HIIT stands for high intensity interval training. Am I correct?
That is
Right.
correct.
I know
Yeah.
something. Right. Yeah. See, Lauren.
Good
Yeah, I know something.
job.
But keeping the body guessing through those kinds of workouts and that resistance band training, which sounds a lot more exciting than just kind of going out and running. I think that's something that's really interesting and something that can be done at home and can release that cortisol and kind of get those kind of dopamine and all those good things kind of flowing throughout the body to get you excited to do more. So I really, really appreciate that. And then, of course, reaching out to a personal trainer, somebody who can really hold you accountable and kind of stick with you for a lot of these workouts seems like something that's really, really beneficial. So I definitely appreciate that. One thing I really wanted to talk about and ask Lauren is there is so much information out there about working out, about dieting, about nutrition and exercise. And sometimes I catch myself. I'm reading an article and it seems like everything about it is so good, and then you get to the end and you find out that it's a sponsored or paid article with paid research and something like that. So it's not necessarily unbiased or anything. And there's so much information and also misinformation out there. Do you have any tips or recommendations for anyone trying to navigate their way through all of this information?
Yeah, absolutely. Also, just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Our gym is very loud, so if you hear some background music, we're just having some fun back here. But
Maybe that people working.
so, yeah, so there is a lot of information out there on the web right now, which is a huge blessing, but also can as a little bit confusing as well. Instagram, we have Twitter, we have all of these different resources, but you want to make sure that you do your own research. So, for example, PubMed is a really good resource if you want to read your own articles. But I'm going to go over some fitness misconceptions that a lot of times we might see on the media as, oh, these things are true because everyone's talking about them. But like Alex was saying, we want to be working smarter, not harder. So first, I'm going to talk about, like Alex was saying, resistance training. So a lot of times I have females, especially, that come to me and they say, I want to get strong, but I'm really, really scared of weights because I really don't want to look bulky. I don't want to look like a man. So, something that ladies don't have a lot of that men do have a lot of is testosterone. So, even though we might think that we're going to look a certain way if we put on a lot of lean muscle mass, it's not the case because it's not possible for us as females to look like that unless we're taking a testosterone supplement. So, you would have to intentionally train and take extra supplements to look that way. If anything, for females, that's really just going to bring out the curves of your female body. So it's going to make your hips look the way you want them to, and it's going to make your waist look trimmed the way that you want it to. So if anything, we should be resistance training, males and females especially, but just so a lot of people want to lose fat. So building up that muscle fiber, that muscle tissue is really going to be the thing that makes us look toned the way that we want to. So, and then on top of that, like Alex was saying, we really want to supplement that with protein intake. So if we're trying to build muscle or even lose fat, a typical protein intake is going to be around 1 gram per pound of body weight or per pound of a desired weight. So say I'm 200 pounds and I want to be 150. So if I'm going to do my macronutrients and track those, I should be eating around 150 grams of protein. So this can be taken in, and we talked about this last time. So you can definitely check out the webinar for extra information. But you could do protein powders, you could do meat, you could do tofu, you could do different types of sources like that so that you can make sure you're getting in your protein intake. And a lot of times people ask us, okay, I understand that's important, but why? Why do I need this protein? So protein is actually the most satiating macronutrient. So for example, if Dwayne, you're sitting on your couch and you're eating a whole bag of chips, that time could pass by really fast because we're just eating a carb source that has empty calories. Versus if you had a protein shake, you might think, oh my gosh, I am so full after that protein shake, and it might have only been 100 calories versus 1,000 calories for a big family size bag of chips. So a lot of times people skip over that protein intake because they don't realize that it can fill you up that much, but we really do want to focus on getting that protein in our bodies. It's also really going to help with our muscle recovery. So especially starting out on a workout routine, like Laura was saying, once you start developing that, your muscles might be a little bit sore in the beginning because you're getting acclimated to how it feels to tear your muscle fibers and get stronger. But the protein intake is really going to help speed up that recovery process and make sure that we're not in as much pain on our off days or on our rest days. And then something else that I'm going to talk a little bit more about in a couple of minutes is cardio. So a lot of times people come to us and they're cardio bunnies, so they're on the treadmill all the time, or they think I have to work really, really hard and do a lot of cardio to get this lean physique that I want. But actually, it's the exact opposite. So a lot of times when we're doing cardio, our body is being trained to work as efficiently as possible to be better at cardio. So what makes cardio easier if we're lighter and if we're smaller? So our bodies being trained naturally to become smaller and lighter so that we can run more efficiently. So if we're lighter, we're going to be able to run a lot easier. So our body's actually going to pare down on the muscle that we've built, and we're not going to be as lean as we would think. We might lose weight, but we're not going to lose fat. So cardio can actually take away from your muscle fiber growth. So we want to be careful on how much cardio we're doing and what kind of cardio that we're doing as well.
Wow, I definitely didn't know a lot of that. And I'm also going to check my house for cameras because that was oddly specific how you knew that last night I was eating a family bag size of chips. But thank you so much for that, Lauren. It- so you touched a little bit upon it about, kind of the big thing nowadays is really cardio. And, these cardio bunnies come in and they just want to run on the treadmill or get on the elliptical, whatever it is. And then you kind of talked about losing weight, but not necessarily losing fat. Can you talk a little bit more about fat loss versus weight loss? And, is cardio really the most effective way to do, weight loss or fat loss? And what's kind of the best way?
Yeah, so Laura actually touched on this a little bit in the beginning when she was talking about our metabolism. So, a lot of times when we're doing cardio, we are, like I said, we're training our bodies to work more efficiently at a lighter weight, but just because I'm losing weight doesn't equate to losing fat. So, it's all about the ratio of muscle mass to fat. So, for example, another number example. So, say I was 200 pounds and maybe I lost 50 pounds. So just because I'm losing that weight doesn't mean I'm losing fat. So a lot of times, especially females, I see them join and they gain 5 pounds and they freak out because they're just looking at the scale and they're thinking, oh my gosh, I gained weight. But you can actually lose body fat and gain weight. So basically, you're putting on more muscle mass and you're losing fat at the same time. So just because you think you might like how you look at a certain weight doesn't necessarily mean that you would look the way that you think you are, because you're probably thinking of a body fat percentage that you want. So for example, if we have a male client that's 250 pounds, both of them are 250 pounds. So we have example A and example B. One of them could be 20% body fat and one could be 30% body fat, and they're going to look drastically different even though they're the same weight. So a lot of times people come in and they think I really have to work super extra hard doing cardio, so I'm just going to run a couple extra days a week and then I'm going to lose the body fat that I want to. But in reality, our body burns fat more efficiently if we're doing a low intensity, steady state form of cardio. So, this is something as simple as going on a 30-minute walk or going on a super light bike ride. So, a lot of times people think, oh, so you guys don't want us to do cardio, but cardio is super important for your heart health. So, you definitely still want to incorporate it in your routine. It's just not as efficient to be training for maybe a 5K and running a couple miles a day versus just putting a walk in your plan if you want the physique of a leaner body type. So we really want to be smart with how much cardio that we're doing and make sure that we're prioritizing resistance training in our routine if that is a physique that we desire.
Thank you so much. I certainly didn't know that I can get more out of a walk, a 30-minute walk, than I could out of a run or a jog, depending on what I'm trying to do. And that makes me feel a lot better. Also, I think, a lot of times people start with a weight goal, but it sounds like we should kind of start more with a body fat percentage goal, as that's really going to get us to what we're looking for in terms of, our body composition and our health and just general look and tone. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Now, let's say I'm just asking for a friend here. Let's say someone was pretty sedentary for a while and was looking to, begin. Where should they start? Where should they begin? Again, I'm asking for a friend, not myself, but where would one begin with all this this information that we have?
Well, lucky you, because we all got
That's
together and
me.
we wanted to
Lucky
give
my friend.
lucky everybody watching and your friends. We all got together and we wanted to give the viewers something to do after all this information. So we wanted to come up with something that everyone could do for the National Physical Fitness and Sports Month. So we decided that we wanted to give everyone a 31-day beginner fitness challenge. If you follow it, it will help increase your core stability, your strength. It has some resistance training in there, so it will build that muscle to speed up your metabolism. And it'll introduce you to some new and fun exercises. So this is the challenge. One way that will help you stay accountable is to bring other people in with you. So it could be your coworkers. I know last time we had some people that watched it all together. So everybody who's sitting together, you're all going to do this challenge together. You can get your friends, whoever, have them all do the challenge with you and to help you keep accountable. Another recommendation that we would like you to do is to tag yourself or put video yourself doing all this stuff. So we have a 500 to 600 calorie burn per day. Now this is through either your daily activity or exercise. So if you are like a little bit more of an active person, and like say sometimes we have clients that like work in a warehouse, they're gonna have a higher daily activity than somebody who's sedentary, maybe like a receptionist. I'm not hating on a receptionist. I used to be a receptionist. That's why I came to mind. So no hate. So the warehouse worker is probably gonna have a little bit more daily activity than the receptionist. So that receptionist might have to work a little bit harder to get those 500 to 600 calories than that warehouse worker might, or like a post office worker or something like that. But so you're going to burn 500 to 600 calories through daily activity. 6,000 to 8,000 steps a day. Again, like I said in the beginning, if you are a little bit more sedentary, 6,000 might be a little bit more manageable for you than 8,000. 8 glasses of water per day. So we're going to hydrate, and then 30 minutes of physical activity. So this could count as your 500 to 600 calories. These don't all have to be separate things. You could combine your 500 to 600 calories with your step goal, with your 30 minutes, and that could all be your 30 minutes. So your last one, every day we have a squat, a plank, and a push-up challenge. So on the calendar, each day has like a little check mark where you can check off your calories burned, your steps, your water, your 30 minutes, and then each day will progressively have more squats, more of a plank hold, more of a push-up. There are some days where it goes back down, so you'll see it like builds up. There are some days where it goes back down. That is intentional, so don't think like, oh, that's so weird, maybe they forgot. It's intentional. It's kind of like an active rest day, and then you're going to go after those days. You'll notice it'll get a little bit harder. So at the end of it, we'll have more core strength, hopefully more stability. Not hopefully, you will. And then we're also going to have a little meal plan for you guys. Now, this meal plan is not intended for you to get shredded. These foods are to eliminate any inflammation, anything that may be causing you some irritation in your gut. Now, some of these things you may not think are irritating your gut because you eat them so often. But once we eliminate, you may notice that something triggers you a little bit. So it's also this meal plan here has your protein, fats, your carbs, and your veggies. So some of the foods are a little bit unusual, but they are, like I said, to help you reduce inflammation, help that gut health repair itself. And then also too, if you do have some inflammation in your gut, it can make you look a little bit more bloated than you might be. So that's why we have these little bit more unusual foods in there, but we got some normal ones. Also too, we don't have a vegetarian or a vegan protein option on there, but tofu, tempeh are excellent options. I'm actually vegetarian, so I'm not steering you guys wrong. The tofu and the tempeh will be great for that. So if you or when you all participate in this challenge, make sure to tag us. We have at Compel Fitness on Instagram. We also have a Compel Fit Club, has like a little bicep Facebook page, and then tag us, and then also tag the We Love You Foundation so we can see your progress and we can all keep each other accountable over the next 31 days.
Laura, thank you so much. I definitely think my friend will be really, really excited about it. I think he actually may already have that calendar up in his office on his wall. I was just visiting the other day. That's why I know that. But yeah, I think we're all really, really excited about the challenge. It looks like a really great foundational piece that anybody, can really begin and start small and kind of build up. And most importantly, they can, through these 31 days, they can really build it up into a habit that can not only exist for just a month, but can also transition, for them throughout their life. And a lot of the different points that I'll take for myself with what we've heard today is definitely, taking something that you can do forever. I love soda, but my stomach and my thighs don't. So I think I can cut down on it a little bit to help myself when I start working out to increase, the benefits that I'll receive through those things. And instead of focusing on extra cardio, focus on resistance training and HIIT training. And even if it's something as like a 30-minute walk, incorporating all these things will be really, really effective for us going forward. Now, Laura, I do want to, kind of add a disclaimer and kind of ask, I think that for anybody, really consulting a licensed professional or physician or nutritionist would be really, really important before, beginning any major change in diet or activity. Do you have any recommendation for where, we can kind of check, or someone we can check with for this?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I plugged our little social media there on our Instagram at Compel Fitness, and then our Compel Fit Club with the bicep. If you look on there, we have a ton of content. We have exercise demonstrations. We have our trainers and our clients in there actively through there. We have exercise demonstrations for the squat, the plank, and the push-ups. So you can go on there. On our Instagram, we have a little highlight with exercise demos. Through the Facebook page, you can search in there. You can also just make a post in the Fit Club if you have a question. It's not just for our clients. The Fit Club is open to anybody. Or if you're a member at any of our Gold's Gyms or any of the Gold's Gyms that we're located in, you're more than welcome, even if you're not a client, to come up to us and ask us a question. If you want us to check your form, I promise we will check it for you. So if you have any questions, reach out to us on social media or just reach out to any of the trainers in the gym if you are in any of the gyms that we're in.
And just to highlight, so Compel Fitness, they're physically located in Maryland, but they do offer virtual. So for anybody who's looking to that, they can of course look on their website or look at their social. And then of course throughout the 31-day challenge, tag WeLoveU Foundation as well as Compel Fitness for those participating, like my friend and others who are participating, so that we can help each other and hold each other accountable. I know that I'm certainly excited about many different portions of it. I already have my reusable water bottle ready to get more water throughout my day. Are there any closing remarks from Compel before we sign off?
One thing that we wanted to give you guys, but we weren't able to, you also have the access to, or we weren't able to without everybody's individual emails. We also wanted to give you access to 30 days of our virtual team training. So this is done from your home. If you have equipment, awesome. If you don't, that's awesome too. We got you with the modifications on the equipment. So on that calendar, there's a link at the bottom. There's like a big bold. It says for free virtual training, something like that. Visit this link. If you type that link in and you click your information, you also get 30 free days of our virtual team training. So that would complement your friend's challenge very nicely. But thank you so much for having us. We love you. It was fun to be back, and it was fun to educate, and yeah.
I will definitely get the link for him. We'll talk about that after we sign off here. But thank you everyone for joining. Again, thank you Lauren Fisher, Laura Ash, Alex Sablon from Compel Fitness, and the whole team over there for providing your insight and tips for maintaining healthy habits. To our viewers, thank you again for tuning in. We look forward to seeing your social media posts on the upcoming Physical Fitness Challenge. Just remember to tag We Love You, We Love You Foundation, We Love You USA, and Compel Fitness. And then don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter, which will have the calendar and the diet plan we'll send out, and then also our YouTube channel, and follow us on all of our social media platforms so you don't miss our upcoming activities. Also visit compelfitness.com to learn more about Compel Fitness, their personal trainers, nutritionists, and group training classes. And until next time, we love you. Bye, everyone. Thanks again for joining.
Eternal future.